for the money and the clothes and for the bills. That's it. If you ain't getting my hair done, if you ain't getting my nails done, if you ain't doing nothing for me, then I don't need you here. It's not 50-50. It's not 80-20. It's 100% to 0.
It's one side. Look, that's why American relationships are failures. That's why American women on a global context are the worst for relationships, long-term period. That's why the divorce rate is the highest in the world here. And that's why on the desirability level, American women are at the bottom of the global barrel. This is all statistically documented from men, because at the end of the day, the ones who decide if a woman is valuable for a relationship is men.
Well, the man is the person that's going to have to, obviously, propose and buy the ring and all that stuff.
Give them the ring.
Real
Exactly.
quick.
I really do believe that modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. They use terms like toxic masculinity, right? And I say to myself, all of their examples of the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man, masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. And to me, I always say that it was toxic masculinity that saved me. You know, I had a healthy fear of my grandfather. Nobody played around with my grandfather. We still don't play around with my grandfather, you know, and it's just, there's a certain level of respect when you're in his home. There are rules. And because I had that healthy fear, I was, I guess, more responsive to that sort of authority when I had to go out in real life. You know, I believed in structure. And yet this version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? And women should act like men. There's all of this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want. And ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of the family.
How bad did you want to come to the States? Okay, she doesn't record a lot on camera, so she continues to giggles, which is why we've tried this 5 times now. For her, I'll start off for her and then she can jump in. She didn't necessarily care about living in the United States forever. She always said that she would if it would make me happy, as long as we could visit her family a lot, but she didn't actually want to live there permanently. That was not a goal or something she wanted to. I know a lot of people think Filipinos want to go to the U.S. and live there forever. No. I've never met one that actually wants to go there and stay there.
I've never met one either.
She wanted to go there on vacation to visit. What were you going to say?
Yeah, for me, it's like I went there because of you. Because I want to be with you. And of course, it's America, so I want to experience the country like I can only see in movies. So a bit curious, but for good, no, because I'm happy here. I'm happy with my family. I have my friends, like, who understand me, and I can, like, express myself. Unlike in US, like, I don't have a neighbor that is a Filipino, so it's hard to talk and express and get friends. It's really different with the same Filipinos, like, we're just so crazy, happy, laughing all the time.
How far does 1,000 pesos in the Philippines go? I'm gonna find out.
First things first, got some movie tickets.
In America, you'll never see this. The movie theater comes with free popcorn.
We saw that new Spider-Man movie, so good, and then we got an insane amount of food for the price. I tried Halo Halo for the first time, it slapped. Here's how many tokens you get at the arcade for less than $2. Karaoke is like 2 tokens, games are like 1 token, it's insane. We could have spent all day here if we wanted to. And that's a pretty good date for 18 bucks. Now, a lot of Western women are upset in my comments saying that I'm broke or that it's embarrassing that I'm not spending enough. These countries are beautiful, you don't have to spend a lot of money. I think that exposes a toxic part of Western dating culture where the amount of money spent on the date is the value of the date or the value of the man. Where in asking a question, how much should you spend on a first date, is actually confusing to some girls in these cultures.
People are curious what's it like to date in the Philippines. What do you think is like a good amount to spend on a first date?
I don't think the amount matters. It's just how you project yourself.
Now, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's definitely fun to be able to flex on a date and say, I'm the type of guy that can afford these experiences, and I've done that in the past. But I think it's equally as impressive of a flex to be able to tell a girl, hey, I'm the type of guy where you could have fun going out eating street food with. You don't have to be in a helicopter 100% of the time. The most important thing on a date is that you're present and you can create an enjoyable experience with that person. And yeah, follow me, I got good shit.
Most traditional countries are cheaper to live in, and add to the fact that the women aren't spoiled rotten and usually come from humble beginnings. So, a simple date actually means something to them. It's like the 1950s with these traditional countries. The women are feminine, pleasant, and have no problem cooking the food for a picnic date. How do these gold diggers, modern women, think their grandma and grandpa dated? They went to the soda shop and split a sundae. They didn't need to sell pictures of their body for attention. They didn't cry and demand respect whilst not respecting themselves. And the jealousy of American women in the comments says it all. It's all about inflating their ego by the amount of money you spend on them, not the substance of the date. And with more men going their own way and passport bros, most American women now get zero money spent on them.
My partner's just broken up with me, my fiance, and that means I'm out the house. Is there anybody there? This is what I'm dealing with right now. This is my stuff that I'm going to take with me. And this, all this, I'm going to have to find a place for. Whilst I figure out where I'm going to be living. What I'm going to do with my fucking life. And you know what? I'm done. I'm fucking done being a doormat for people that at any chance they get will pull the rug out from under your feet. This is my partner's home. What can I do? He's done, I'm out. And I'm just looking at myself like I've got to find my own stability now. So first things first, let's put some fucking makeup on. I keep committing my life to people. For why though? Why do I do that? And I almost live in this space of like pity, where I'm always the girl that needs a handout. I'm always the girl that needs help. I'm always the girl, oh my god, have I done the wrong foundation colour? I'm going to just go with it. I'm just going to have to go with it. I've done it now. I'm always the girl that needs a handout. I'm always the girl that people pity, take into their houses. Because since I left the industry, I've just really not been able to get back on my feet. I've just bounced around the country and the world, and I've just not got on my feet. And it's like I can't... I mean, I ended up in a fucking cult for a year because I just end up in these situations. Maeve, I'm going to try and fix this foundation now. But because I do that, I end up getting walked all over. I get walked all over by a lot of people. And I'm a strong woman and I'm smart and I still get walked all over. I give up. This is it. No more. I'm not going to rely on anybody else now. I can't. I literally can't. Who can I trust? Me. Where's my home? In my heart. And that's something I've always lived by. And I've been in worse situations than this. And I know I can do it again. But I should care more than what I care. As you might feel there's no emotion here because I'm so used to being homeless. Here we go. Here we go.
What industry was she a part of? Probably some type of adult industry, hence why she didn't specifically say it. And the man dodged a bullet because it sounds like she slept around just to sleep on a bed. This is the advantage of having your own place, because and she doesn't act accordingly, she gets to live in the streets. Just check with the state or province laws, because some look at cohabitation, if it's longer than a period of time, as a marriage, and you can lose your assets as if you are married to her. At least this female is being an adult about this, and not destroying the home or stealing his stuff. If you were to kick out your ex, record the whole thing, because she can always call the cops and claim you assaulted her, and the cops most likely would take you to jail.
We the people don't give a shit. Stop trying to make your problem our problem. We don't give a fuck about you all wanting to get paid more money. We got bills to pay. We got shit to do. We struggling. We can't eat. We don't have time to concern ourselves with you all wanting to get paid more money. We don't give a fuck. Fuck these celebrities. Fuck these actors. Fuck all of them. All of a sudden now you all want us to be involved. None of you all was involved with Sound of Freedom movie last week. Make that make sense. See, celebrities and actors, they're like politicians. They only come around when they need you. But when we need them, they disappear and puff. I think I speak for all people when I say we don't give a fuck.
Butt wipe going broke, because they went woke is overplayed now. But it's the template to help change society for the better. Complaining about something only does so much. You vote with your dollars, so at least stop supporting companies that push the feminist agenda. Like turning off the TV and stopping watching movies because Hollywood was the first to normalize divorce in this country. Movies like Barbie and modern Disney, etc., they encourage women that they're better off being strong and independent. They are better off raising 2 kids plus working full-time on her own. For MGTOW to become more successful, we need to stop supporting the feminist support system, as it's not the modern woman's fault for being brainwashed by everything that sees that being a boss bitch will make them happy. The drug companies support feminism because it's the 40-year-old and over cat ladies who live on their antidepressants and sleeping pills. If a politician aligns with your views but will not make a stand for men, or they will simp and pander to the single mom voters, then don't vote for him. The feminists only have power because the laws gave them power. The minute men stop simping for modern women, the lifeline of these feminists gets cut off. Apps are noticing too. But will women actually self-reflect on why men are going MGTOW? Maybe agree to go Dutch on the first date. Maybe they should lower their standards to something more realistic, like don't only try to date someone who's not over 6 feet tall. Maybe date a guy who drives a used car and not the newest sports car. Or date a guy who doesn't waste his money on designer clothing, but uses that money to invest in stocks. The thing is, men are built to be alone, because that's how they focus and build an empire. Women aren't. This is why about half of women over 40, after hitting the wall twice, are on antidepressants.
Hey besties, I know you didn't ask, but I'm sure you're wondering how dating is going in 2023. Let me tell you, it's going well. It's going really well. A man that I just met, that I spent maybe 8 hours with, just asked me to buy him a tire for his vehicle, a whole ass tire. Wanted to borrow the money. If you're watching this, hi, you're blocked. Literally haven't broken bread with this human. And get a text message. Hey, I need a favor. I need money for a tire. A fucking tire, okay? That is how dating is going in 2023. It's like somebody took a shit in the dating pool, saw that they took a shit in the dating pool, and then turned around and threw up in it. That's how it's going. I may be single for the rest of my life, and look, at this rate, I'm okay with that. Because what I will never do is buy a man I just met tires. That's what I won't do, okay? I love you.
Aren't women always saying, stop judging me? What if it was a genuine need of help? What if the guy was on his way to having a successful business? He just paid his employees with a credit card and his tire popped. She could have missed out on being with her dream man. He said he'd pay her back. It's not like the many modern women today who just outright demand you to cash app them to even talk to them. Or she decided to swipe right on multiple Chads and matched with a Chad freeloader, who probably just matched with 5s and 4s, trying to see who would give him money. Women do this all the time. They go on dates with guys that they're never interested in, just to get free meals. And there are even large corporations like OnlyFans to help them trick lonely guys into giving them money.
I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Like, men want their lives as is.
And guess what? You'd be 100% correct in assuming that. Because we're done. We're walking away. You see, we've adopted what women have been preaching for the last 50 years. We don't need women. We can take care of ourselves. There's nothing to be gained by being in a relationship. So after 50 years of hearing that used against us, now we've adopted it. And all of a sudden you're upset about it. I'm not sure why. We're just simply following your lead. You got what you wanted. Let's enjoy it.
What does a relationship with a modern woman entail these days? They don't cook, they refuse to clean, and sex always has strings attached. All that to risk losing half of your net worth or to be a child support slave for 18 years? Men going their own way, or MGTOW in short, and haven't looked back since. Or when men do finally settle down, they go overseas and marry real women who actually want to be wives and raise their kids. Women who aren't taught to hate men all their life.
It gets even better.
This is great news.
All right, men, it's our time. Our time has come. Ladies, your time has come too. Guess what? Maternity fraud is now legally a crime, and if a man is forced to pay child support for a child that was not his, ladies, you now owe the entirety of all that child support back to that man. If a man gets asked for a paternity test and that child is not his, which, by the way, 30% of the time it isn't, if that man can prove infidelity, which means you cheated, you may owe the entirety of all that child support back. And if you cannot pay it back, you are going straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Ladies are now being held accountable for their actions. I feel like the female kind is going to absolutely despise this.
I hear it's Tennessee, potentially also Florida and Texas. But I bet you a lot of ladies in those states are shaking in their boots right now. Owing the money back, that's how it should be. Jail time, that's how it should be. Because this is a crime. This is a crime against men and also a crime against humanity. Because every child needs to know who their biological father is. Additionally, innocent men that are not the father, do not need to be having their salaries garnished, going to jail for children that are not theirs. And please, let's make this nationwide. Be sure to vote correctly next year. And as I said in my last vid, guys, get those DNA tests done. Swab those kids. You do not want to be chained to a child for the rest of your life that is not yours. I believe we need to abolish no-fault divorce because it gives women the ability to do whatever they want to do in a relationship, bring whatever kind of babies home. Women need to be held criminally accountable for these types of crimes. And yes, they are crimes. How many of us are aware of children being raised by a man and we know that's not his child? But the thing is, many people will not interfere because they don't want to hurt the child, the family, the situation. This has been swept under the rug for too long, and I'm glad the government is getting involved in it, because sweeping it under the rug is what so many women have relied upon, knowing that it will never be found out, knowing that the justice system will not get involved in this. It's just their word. It's as if the woman's word is the final word. She can claim who is the father of her baby. Now, how would she know this when she's sleeping with multiple men, unprotected? But instead, the woman will choose who she feels is the best father, or the man with the most money. Men have gone to jail for this, and it's time for women to start paying the same price. Accountability. It's like kryptonite for women.
Paternity fraud is probably one of the worst crimes a woman can commit against a man. She literally robbed a man of his best years, as most states force or coherence men to raise someone else's seed if he unknowingly signs the birth certificate, because many states like Georgia give the mother full custody rights to the kid if she's not married, unless if the male signs the birth certificate. There's a practical reason why most men for thousands of years want to marry an 18-year-old virgin, so he can ensure the offspring are his.
And now we live in this moment where everyone's kind of a hoe, and you have to work harder to get a woman that doesn't have any self-respect.
Age and occupation.
OnlyFans. I do content creating like on OnlyFans, and I work as a legal courtesan. Meaning a legal prostitute.
And then I do OnlyFans. I am a legal sex worker. And he started talking about hoflation, which is like that's which he's saying that men used to have to do a lot less and get a very high value woman. He's like, so think about your grandparents and your grandmother. She was a high value woman. She, she raised the kids. She was conservative. She was beautiful. All of these things. And now we live in this moment where everyone's kind of a hoe, and you have to work harder to get a woman that doesn't have any self-respect or any value. And I just thought it was a really interesting video. It was obviously funny, but he was saying something. And we live in hoflation now, where everybody in their own capacity is selling their bodies. And unfortunately, these are the options that men have. Now, I'm not saying it's stunning to me that women talk about what men need to be and what men need to be, but I think just kind of the complete disintegration of when I look at, you know, what my grandmother looked like in pictures. She passed in 2013, and just how classy and how beautiful and how much I wanted to be like her. And now I look at, you know, women today and I just think, man, I feel bad for guys, like, you know, that the pool is getting smaller, but also it's really positive for women that are conservative and, you know, who it means that you're a part of, you know, maybe a smaller pool of individuals. I see it a lot more in the South, and that men should aspire to pursue those women, absolutely, to raise their families and, you know, to raise their kids.
Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.